they're off. Welcome to Around the Track, the most exciting 15 minutes in wealth management by Dynasty Financial Partners and hosted by CEO Shirl Penney.
Hello, welcome to another season of Around the Track. Hello, and welcome to another edition of Around the Track, the most exciting 15 minutes in wealth management. I'm your host, Shirl Penney, founder and CEO of Dynasty Financial Partners, and I could not be more excited about this episode of Around the Track because I'm joined by our good friend and newest client, Emily Fletcher, who is one of the managing partners at OpenArc, and we're taping this episode of Around the Track in OpenArc's office here in Atlanta. Emily, thank you so much for sitting down and having this conversation. 2 months in or less into the transition. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So you know the rule, not rules, on Around the Track. We have one rule. We're going to do our best to make our way around the virtual track here behind us in less than 15 minutes, give or take. I'm going to ask you 8 rapid fire questions.
All right.
Each one of them represents a furlong, 8 furlongs to a mile as we make our way around the track. So you ready?
Let's go.
All right. So how you break from the gate in life, and in business.
That's right.
Pun intended, with us breaking from the gate here together matters a lot. So just tell the audience a little bit about yourself and OpenArc, please.
Sure. Thank you for the opportunity, Shirl. It
Yeah.
means a lot. I am from the South originally, went to grade school in Florida, born in Tennessee, college in North Carolina, and Atlanta's been home for over 30 years. I am blessed to have been married to my partner, Andy, for over 30 years, and we have 3 adult children. They have sacrificed a lot for this to happen, as all of our families do in business. Professionally, I began in the industry about 33 years ago and started in more of a client service support role. And that's where I think I learned how this is a relationship business across the board. And so getting the relationship right is a key to success. I was blessed with some great mentors, some great leaders that poured into me and gave me opportunities. And here I am.
That's awesome. And, we often say that our families are the co-founders of the business. So I love that first part of the answer. Second part of the question, tell us a little bit about OpenArc.
Yeah, OpenArc stands for Open Architecture, is where we get our name from. We are unique in the industry that we're at the intersection of where the corporate benefit space meets the individual family wealth platform. And we feel that's been an underserved area of the industry for years. We're excited that we have the ability to develop and foster a platform that can support both sides of an individual, both as an employee and as an individual provider for their family. And excited to see the growth opportunities that we have here.
Awesome. And congratulations again.
Thank you.
So we're both, I know, super proud of our partnership as well with Schwab, and they've been great partners. And I was out recently at Schwab Impact and had the great privilege of speaking there. But as I made my way around the conference, it felt like everyone was stopping me to ask about OpenArc, right? It's had, and I don't know if you feel this in the middle of the transition, but it's had this massive impact on the industry, and it's inspiring a lot of people, which I think is incredible. From your perspective, what's it been like? What are the emotions been like in the middle of the transition? And then now being on this side of it, why do you think more of your peers, meaning advisors, don't? I mean, you guys are so substantial and sophisticated, and the business with the complexity. If you guys can do it, I kind of feel like anyone could do it. But why do more of your peers not do it?
Yeah, that's a great point. I think emotions during the transition was everything, right? And it could change within 30 seconds at times. Confidence. We were very confident because we had great partners with Dynasty, with Schwab, our legal team, that we were very well supported and given good guidance. Very excited about the opportunity to serve our clients in a way that we felt was going to be important. And then a responsibility, not just to our clients to provide an incredible product, but also to our team. That we wanted to provide a culture and a place where somebody could start and end their career and feel happy every day they came to work. The second part of that, why many don't, I think fear is a powerful word. It's a powerful emotion that can do a lot of things for folks. It's fear of failure. It's fear of I don't know how to do this, the unknown. It's fear I'm going to be in trouble. And I think our desire to do something different was greater than that fear. And so stepping out of that comfort zone is when you really grow as a person and as an organization. So, and I think having the confidence to step out of that fear is probably one of the hardest things that I would say most people, because you're right, a lot of people don't think it can be done, and I think what we're demonstrating here is it can be done.
Let's talk a little bit about your team
Mm.
because I know it's something that, I can already see
I'm
you
so proud.
yeah, you're beaming just me
Right,
asking about it. I mean,
right.
to go through this journey,
Hmm.
with your team,
Hmm.
what does it tell you about, and I see you even getting a little emotional,
Well,
right?
this was
And
done.
what does it say about your culture? Yeah.
Yeah, and I've said this to folks who also say it's impossible. We did this with our heart. We didn't do this. You have to do it with your mind, and you have to do it with your strength and with great partners. But we did this with our heart. We led with our heart, and I think the culture behind the team and what we foster, it flows over into our clients.
Yeah.
So when we're passionate about taking care of each other and taking care of our clients, it creates this culture where people are excited to come to work. They're happy. They are working so hard, but they are focused on the end goal of we can do something for clients we've never been able to do before. And that fuel keeps us going, keeps us motivated, to say what's next and where can we support our clients next and where are there gaps that we haven't been able to fill before.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I just so enjoyed getting to know so many of the team members and the unique culture that you guys have here.
Mm,
All right, so pivoting a little bit,
mm,
as you said earlier, one of
mm,
the incredible unique things about what it is you guys are doing here is you're driving the intersection
mhm.
of the corporate work
Right,
with the executives, right,
right,
that are powering those companies. And
right,
it's rare that you'd have a moment in time in a 200-plus-year-old industry where you're doing something that is so, I believe, revolutionary, so cutting edge,
right,
innovative, what you guys are doing now.
right.
But kind of looking at the landscape, what were some of the gaps in that integrated model
Hmm.
that you saw that you were so excited, as you said, to run towards something?
Hmm.
From the moment I first met you guys, you were running towards something, not
Right,
running from anything.
right.
What were those gaps that you were excited about solving for both sets of clients on the
Mhm.
corporate and private wealth side?
One of the items that we felt really confident in was we have built 25-year-old relationships that are surrounded by world-class service, whether it's with individuals, whether it's with our corporate plans. But we felt that there were gaps that couldn't be answered and haven't been answered in the industry around simplicity.
Mhm.
Many employees, they don't understand their awards, and so they may have benefit, but following that through from the benefit process all the way to financial wellness was a gap that we felt wasn't being served as it could be in the industry. Having simplistic education that people can engage in was something that can be modernized with some tools. AI is cutting edge, and I know that's one
Yeah.
of the buzzwords. Being able to utilize technology to serve these clients is an area that we feel like we can really grow in. So you don't have this bifurcated model that people are jumping from this platform to that platform. What about this and what about this? Let's put it all together in a seamless experience that takes you from an employee to an individual household, and it can map out that entire process for your family at once while serving both the employer and making sure your employees are taking care of the incredible benefits that they put together, and then as employees being able to meet you where you are to meet your financial goals of retirement, education, those kind of things.
I love that. So one of the things that we've talked about when we've been together,
Hmm.
over the past several months is with entrepreneurs, oftentimes adversity builds character,
Hmm.
right? And behind a lot of great
Yeah.
entrepreneurs, if you get to know them personally, right, there are some big drivers and
Right.
obstacles that they've overcome. If I may, Emily, if
Hmm.
I can ask you a little bit about some of the things that you've
Yeah.
overcome, with your family
Yeah.
personally, and how do you think that has affected you as a leader?
Mm.
Maybe made you more empathetic in terms
Right.
of how you connect with your team, and then how it's impacted the thinking here
Right.
at OpenArc behind the OpenArc Foundation.
Sure. No, and thank you for that. I say this to folks, I think we've talked about this. Sure, we all have stuff. We have stuff in our past, and it shapes how you approach your life, how
Yeah.
you approach obstacles, how you approach a launch, right? I have had breast cancer twice, which is one thing, but my daughter, when she was 14, was diagnosed with a brain tumor. It's one thing for you to have breast cancer. It's a whole different ball game when your kids are
Yeah.
involved. It's cheating, I think. And so, but we all have our stuff, whatever it may be. And what I learned through that is perspective. What really matters? You could probably count it on one hand. And at the end of the day, it's people. It's just people. It's relationships. It's relationships with clients. It's relationships with this organization. It's relationships with your family and your friends. Is how you can pour into people and meet them where they are and help them be better at whatever they're trying to solve for. And for me as a leader, having that perspective and knowing a little bit about your story and how I can support you and be there for
Yeah.
you and your family, I think is just who I am and how I approach things. Um, from this, and I think we can all learn through the hardships of life. You can learn some really good things and find a perspective that takes you into other places. So I could think I'm having a hard day until I walk the halls of St. Jude, and then you understand what a hard day looks like, right? Sometimes we get wrapped up in this and we're like, oh, this is really hard. Okay, it's not easy, right?
Yeah.
It is hard work, but seeing those babies at St. Jude, and now I am going to get emotional on this
Yeah.
one, seeing those babies at St. Jude and what those families go through every day just to fight for their lives, that's what's hard. And so one of my passions is pouring into with everything that I can to the St. Jude. And so I was really honored that OpenArc is one of the first steps that we took with the OpenArc Foundation was made a donation to St. Jude for $100,000. Very proud of what we've been able to do in that organization and put an end to childhood cancer.
Yeah, I love that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's really amazing.
Thank you.
And we're proud to support,
Absolutely.
the Open Arc Foundation with the Dynasty Foundation
Absolutely.
as well.
That's right.
All right. So there's going to be a lot of people watching this video that are contemplating
Hmm.
going independent.
Hmm.
Now, some of them might be thinking about going independent and launching their own firm. Some of them might be thinking about going independent and joining a firm,
Right.
right? Which is certainly a significant trend. And I
Right.
think it's something that over time you guys are going to grow, I think, tremendously, both organically and inorganically,
Hmm.
because other advisors, and we've built the space out
Sure.
to be accommodating for other advisors to join. But speaking to your peers, whether they're looking to launch a firm or join a firm who are contemplating going independent, what
Hmm.
would you say to them?
Don't wait. Don't wait. That advice was shared with us early on. And I know we're only 2 months in, but I can say it now. Don't wait. Being on the other side in the independent space, you realize the baggage, the weight that you may be carrying, and you just don't realize it till you're out.
Yeah.
And so don't do it alone is another piece of guidance that I would do. We had incredible partnerships, as I mentioned, that we're like, okay, let's follow the process. Let's follow the rules. This is set up in a way that it can be done.
Mhm.
And we are very diligent in following that guidance and taking the steps that were appropriate. And here we are.
Awesome. All right, we're rounding the turn.
All right.
We're headed home. You don't seem too tired. You're doing okay. Let me ask you, because I know you're a student of the space,
Mhm.
and it's still early, but you're
Right.
excited about thinking about the future,
Right.
and you can pick the time frame, Emily.
Yeah.
If you're a couple years out, 5 years out,
Yeah.
what are your hopes and ambition for Open Arc? Where do you and your partners here really want to take this incredible opportunity set?
I'm excited about our future, what we can do for our clients. I'm excited the opportunities that we can give clients that we haven't been able to, both corporate and individuals.
Yeah.
I'm excited to break the box and do something truly unique in this industry that has never been done, all for the purpose of serving others. I'm excited for our employees and the culture that we're putting together. Even the space was intentional
Yeah.
to build that culture of togetherness and winning together. We have the saying of one team. And I'm excited to share that with more employees. We're hiring advisors, we're hiring support partners. So the excitement that I have is what this future looks like in 5 years and what we're able to accomplish in that amount of time with great partners like Dynasty.
Yeah, we're just thank you for that. We're so blessed to be on
Yeah,
this journey with you. All
absolutely.
right, we've made it, to the finish line, and you are not going to be surprised by this question
Okay.
because I don't even know at this point how many episodes we've done of Around the
Okay.
Track, somewhere in the 60s.
Okay.
And it's been the exact same question every time,
All right.
which is I'm going to ask you, what is your triple crown? And, if anyone's watching for the first time, what I mean by that question is what is that big, seemingly unattainable goal that has you flying out of bed every morning? And answer it personally, professionally, however
Right.
you want. But what is that, North Star that's really driving you forward that you would say that's my triple crown?
Right. That's a tough one. There's so many things, both personally and professionally, that get me excited. Professionally, it's what we were just talking about, the excitement that we're doing something unique. Personally, And I've spoke to you about this challenge. There is not one financial services industry firm on the wall at St. Jude, not one. And I'm excited at the opportunity at some point to have a name up there that's one of the financial services. So I'm throwing a little bit of challenge out there to the rest of the industry that it's time to get behind organizations like this.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for sitting down and having this conversation with me.
Mhm.
Congratulations
Thank you.
again to you and all your partners and all the families that are
Mhm.
the co-founders on this journey. I can't tell you how honored and proud we
Thank you.
are at Dynasty to be a part of it. So
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much. Appreciate it.
And thank you to all of you as well for tuning in to another edition of Around the Track.